Hey everyone, welcome back to STL TV Live. I'm Ivy Hartman and I have the pleasure of being joined by Darlene Sowell, President and CEO of Neighborhood Houses, and Mr. Ron Jackson, who's actually on the board of directors for Neighborhood Houses as well. Thank you both for coming.
Thanks for having us.
All right, Neighborhood Houses, Darlene, for those of us out there who may not know who you are and what you do, tell us a little bit more about that.
Neighborhood Houses has been serving the community for almost 100 years. In 2013, we will actually be celebrating our centennial in terms of supporting families from education to medical services back when we started. And our mission hasn't changed. We just do the work a little differently now throughout the community, and we're real excited about that.
Yeah, 100 years of serving the community and still going strong is something that should be applauded. But the name
Absolutely.
Neighborhood Houses, where did that come from?
Actually, in the early 1900s, we were founded as a settlement house. And in those times, the settlement house movement really embraced the community and families and helped them as a whole unit. And that's where our name comes from. The neighborhood piece comes from the fact in our past we were in various locations around the city.
I got you, yeah. And you still do have different locations throughout the city. We'll get to that in just a second. Mr. Jackson, some of our viewers may actually, may recognize you, Mr. Johnson, from, you know what, you guys knew and better than I did, because you've been on the school board, yes, and you were the executive director for St. Louis for Kids.
Yes.
How did you get paired up with Neighborhood Houses?
Well, I'd known about neighborhood houses for many years, and my kids actually went to neighborhood houses when they were growing up.
Oh, neat.
So I'd known a lot of people who had been involved with the organization. I always admired the work that they did. So when Darlene asked me to join the board, I immediately did so because I am knowledgeable about the good work that they do and the change that they make in the lives of children and families.
Let's talk about that. You do that in many different ways, primarily after school, girls' night out, as well as some art education. And tell us all about the things that you guys do.
We're founded by the United Church of Christ, and we are a proud member of United Way. And we actually have what I like to call a continuum of care. We start with early childhood education at our Caroline Mission site, and we're not babysitters. We do assessments and we do lesson plans for our children starting from 6 weeks of age to 5 years old. And so they leave ready for kindergarten, and we're excited to partner with our parents in that regard. And then the Girls' Night Out program that you mentioned is targeted towards young moms. And it's a peer circle from ages 14 to 21, and 14 is pretty young, so they need that extra support. And we put them together once a week. They bring their children and get a respite. That's why we call it Girls' Night Out. But we do more than just teen talk. It's healthy relationships, how to parent, how to prepare their young families to be successful in the future. So we're really proud of that program, and the girls keep coming back.
Wonderful. So they can do it year after year for any length of time.
Well, we do have some criteria and some time limits on it, but we're out to serve as many young ladies as possible to make sure that their families are strong.
Now we've got the after-school program too, which it probably is near and dear to your heart in terms of St. Louis for Kids was part of, you know, mainstreaming some of the after-school programming that make it really a profession for people in St. Louis and the surrounding communities. So, and school's coming up right around the corner.
School starts August 13th, and we are actually in 5 schools. 4 of them are in the St. Louis Public Schools.
Okay.
That's Herzog, Hodgen, Sherman, and Cote Brilliante. And then we are in the county at Riverview Gardens in the Danforth Elementary School. And that's why it was so important for Ron to join my board, because his organization provided some of the professional support for my staff. So he is the professional and helps me quite a bit.
So speaking of help, our viewers are probably wondering, I'm interested, I'm intrigued, I want to take advantage of some of the programs, but more importantly, if I don't qualify or I don't think that that's at my, how can I help Neighborhood Houses?
Volunteer at one of our sites and donate funds, because Neighborhood Houses is a not-for-profit organization, and in these times not-for-profit organizations are having a hard time raising money. So we need all the help we can get, because the programs really make a difference and change children's lives. And that's what we need to be doing. It's changing children's lives, and that's what Neighborhood Houses does.
I think we're going to have an opportunity to see just how much they change children's lives, and an opportunity for you to learn more about a really fun event coming up later in August when we come back from this break. But there again, if you'd like the contact information for Neighborhood Houses, you can visit them online at neighborhoodhouses.org. That's how you can also register for the after-school program, which is going on right now. But you can also call them at 314-383-1733. And don't go anywhere. We'll tell you more about their Art and Soul event coming up later in August. We are going to take a quick break, but they're going to stick around. They promised me. And remember, you can stick around with us. Don't go anywhere. And the best way to keep up with STL TV and everything that's going on around St. Louis is to friend us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or subscribe to our YouTube channels. You can always watch all of our programming streaming live on stltv.net. Keep it locked on STL TV. We'll be back with more STL TV Live right after this.